Rabiah. This time you meet inside Rabiah's office, although now you've seen it, office seems like the wrong term. You find her stood in an almost bare, shadowy unit midway through a sequence of stretches. There are 2 low stools and a terminal in the corner, but it seems that most of the space is taken up by a heavy punching bag, rubber matting and a stack of weights. When Rabiah turns to greet you, you realise she's missing an arm. The prosthetic she usually wears is set in a cradle near the terminal, a web of coloured wires running to it. Updates, she says, noticing you looking where her artificial arm usually is. Nothing to worry yourself with. Yeah, I guess I didn't actually realise that the portrait for Rabiah is showing off her mechanical arm. I thought it was kind of like a, I don't know, fancy clothing, you know. Sorry, don't be. I'm sure you've been on the receiving end of more invasive stares than I ever have. You settle on the stools, Rabiah crossing her legs on top and sitting straight back. Gia told me you've been doing the rounds, collecting ties, patrolling the ward. She smiles. Some of the enforcers are impressed. I hear you handled a few difficult circumstances. Nicely done. I wanted to help. I wanted to see for myself. I wanted to help. And you did. She closes her eyes for a moment. I hope you can see how things work here now. A strong Yatagan means a strong low end. Both are woven into each other. I know that for you, life on the eye has been a struggle, but I hope we can do something about that from here onwards, though some of our members may not see it this way. I know you too are a refugee. She looks at you solemnly. That is why you've come to us. Enough, Rabiah. Sabine's voice cuts through the conversation. I am tired of listening to your affected nobility. They cross the room, Rabiah's baton in their hand, the end lit with sparking electricity. Rabiah looks between the two of you. I suppose this ambush was another cooperation between you two. She looks strangely unfazed. No, they are acting alone? Yes, stay silent. I didn't ambush anyone. No, they're acting alone. Sabine pauses, thrown off for a moment by your enunciation. Rabiah takes this opportunity to act. She leaps from the stool and, fainting past Sabine, grabs the baton and twists it inwards. She is by far the stronger, and she pushes Sabine to their knees, plunging the crackling end of the baton towards their chest. They freeze there, Sabine struggling to keep the crackling baton from their skin. Stop. Stay silent. I have to stay silent. I'm siding with Rabiah. Sleeper, Sabine calls out, desperate. You are short an ally, Sabine. Rabiah gloats. Perhaps even you understand that this foolish crusade will be your end by now. Rabiah holds the baton strong, and for a moment you think she's about to hammer it down into Sabine's chest, but after a painful wait, she throws Sabine down instead, then spins the baton in her hand, thumbing a switch and shutting it off in a single move. Now what? Rabiah, explain. I mean, yeah, why aren't you taking Sabine out? They both look at you, each still catching their breath, as if they have forgotten about your presence. Explain what? How the moment I call my enforcers will come down here and take them away? Rabiah cracks her neck. You are lucky I didn't kill you. I would have had every right. Every right! She shouts, the anger of release a tension more than a threat. Sabine lifts themselves a little, bruised from the fall. They roll into their side and cough. Rabiah gives them some space, sitting back on the stool. Sabine props themselves up on their elbows and fixes Rabiah with a hard stare. You have something to say? Rabiah taunts. Say it. This is your final opportunity, because after this, she laughs, no coming back. What's the point? Sabine breathes heavily. She refuses to listen to criticism of the great Yatagan project. Rabiah collects herself. Speak. She folds her arms and waits to be convinced. Sabine takes a breath, organizing their thoughts. They go to start, pause, and decide on another approach. Eventually they say it. Yannick is a traitor. Rabiah immediately flinches, her eyes going to her prosthetic arm, her muscles clenching. But she rides it out, more eager to prove Sabine wrong than she is to hurt them, at least for now. When I came here from S&R, they glance at you, gauging your reaction. It was Yannick who was one of the first to support me, to look after me. I should have known then, but I was naive and afraid. Sabine turns to you. Sleeper. They take a breath. I know that I should have told you I worked for S&R long ago, but I thought you would abandon me, and you are my final friend. What you should know is that I left S&R because I was running for my life. I leaked documents on the Sleeper program on the illegal and immoral practices it relied on to the press. S&R wanted me dead, and I fled as far as I could, to this refuge at the edge of the surrogate systems. Sabine stops to collect herself. What does that have to do with Yannick? Rabiah interrupts. The Sleeper knows you are S&R. I told them. And while you hide beneath the cover of being a whistleblower, you and I both know you worked on the Sleeper program. Yannick told me as much. Sabine's face falls. It is true. They glance at you and then away, ashamed. They lift their head. But it is Yannick, not me, who is in the pocket of S&R. Rabiah flinches again. I can prove it. He made some kind of deal to keep me here, to tie me up in debt, to lock me away in exchange. Rabiah slams her hand on the desk. Just tell us, for God's sake. In exchange for those, Sabine finishes, nodding towards Rabiah's prosthetic arm in its cradle. He has been using Yatagan enforcers, using you as test subjects for S&ARP technology. I have the data to prove it. He has been bringing them in under the guise of stolen shipments and having me fit them, knowing each one is capturing data and sending it back to its makers. Rabiah's fixed expression has started to fade. Sabine produces a slate. It's all here, thousands of hours of usage data, failure rates, error dumps. These are untested implants, Rabiah. They could short out, fail, cause cascading failures across a person's body. And you fitted all of them. And they have. Sabine suddenly looks incredibly tired. I thought the error rate in the units was down to them being stolen or modified. I have tried to fix hundreds of failures in my time here. Not all of them. They stop, unable to continue. Rabiah closes her eyes and breathes in. Then she opens them again. She holds out a hand to Sabine. Show me, she says. Later, much later, when you leave, Sabine is still taking Rabiah through the manifest and usage data. Both of them crowded around the terminal as Sabine leads Rabiah through each layer of Yannick's betrayal. As you leave, Sabine catches your eye and something passes between you. Something like a thank you or a sorry, or some other expression that communicates both sadness and hope. So, yeah, I think that outcome was guaranteed, no matter what happened. At some point, Rabiah and Sabine were going to work together, so. But now I have 2 upgrade points. So, I think I will go for +2 on interface actions. Well, maybe intuit would be better. I feel like there's more intuit actions and engage actions than there are interface, at least for things that actually matter. Because interfacing is for the cloud, but intuit and engage are better for the above ground stuff. So let's... Oh, but it takes 3 points. I don't have 3 points. Ah. Okay. Self-repair. Using scrap components at home to repair condition. I could go for that. And then I don't need to have stabilizers. I guess I'm going to have to hold off on spending anything yet, for the time being. Rabiah's office. And this is going to take 3 days. Rabiah and Sabine have been holed up in their office for a while now. What are they planning? Who knows? Alright. And Feng is supposed to be doing our tracker. But we need to have... Yeah. Well, do I need to... I suppose I could... Oh, I'm gonna re-roll anyway, so let's do this. Oh, all right, 100% positive. ++. Do it for this. Plus, and then if I do this, what happens? Negative outcome means I lose condition, right? I'm pretty sure. Let's find out. Energy. Okay, well, whatever. Still got a bit of cry out of it. I have this, so I can buy this pretty freely. Should I buy 2? Yeah, let's buy 2, just in case. I don't know if the supply is going to run out as soon as Rabiah and Sabine work out their differences. Yeah, there's make. And then compressor. How many does this take? It takes a lot. Endure and engage, yeah. Okay, no. The least I can deal with Ethan, the better. So, end cycle? Okay. Right. Now what? Well, this will give me 2 points eventually, but I don't know how to get the Giraud cap still. Flotilla aid, yeah, there's mushrooms as well. Ashton seems like it'd be a simple thing, but it means going all the way across. And then, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Or that. Okay, so... yeah, I guess we're gonna do the Feng stuff for now. We get cryo out of it at least, so that's fine. Ta-da! And then one more. Great. Done. Sleeper! You see Feng coming up out the corridor as you step out of Minji's, the kelp noodle smell still clinging to your clothes. He comes up fast and stops close, looking around suspiciously. I don't have long, take these. Feng palms you a couple of those metal thumbnail-sized drives. Ripperworms. My slate has been buzzing like crazy. It seems like your delivery shifts have turned up our 2 targets. He squeezes your shoulder. I knew you could do it. Now we nail those snakes. What do we do? I'm ready. What do we do? Hardin's boys are all connected by some kind of closed network. You break the access protocols on both of them, you should be able to gain the location of the nearest network ports. Slot the ripworms in each of those ports, one each, and they'll feed me anything and everything stored in Hardin's shadow network. He smiles. Can't wait to see what juicy plans they have in there. You hear the scuff of boots as a group comes up the corridor, likely on their way to place an order with Minji. You turn for a second, and when you look back, Feng is already halfway down the corridor in the opposite direction. He raises a hand in farewell and is gone. You run your fingers over the tiny ripperworm drives in your pocket and smile to yourself as you wonder how mad Jenna will be at Feng for his little excursion. Time to slot some worms. Well, that kind of depends where. Hardin agent? Ooh. You remember the guy who lived here. He didn't tip. Time for him to see the consequences. It takes a 5 dice, though. Alright, well, let's do a reroll then. 5 or 3? No, neither of them. Okay. But there should be another one somewhere. Right? No? Two. There's one. There's the other one. 6 or 4, so 4 it is. Okay. Oh. Hardened agent port. Slot ripworm in. Okay. And then, yeah, so for this one, 5 or 3. That's fine. Okay, so... I wonder. I'm going to use my 1 dice on the free energy for +++. What about... no, not that. What is it? I suppose I could do this, actually. Yatgan agent data is fine. Re-cryo. Okay. Let's go over here. Sideroll bridge. Make this +5. Yep. Do that. Okay, and then next I can do a 6. So all the way across. Across the greenway. Dum, dum, dum. Yeah. I'm kind of assuming that the way to get the mushrooms must be through low end somehow. Yep, again, that's for... nothing, yep. And that's... yep, spores, which I do not have. Hyperdorm does nothing. Oh, hang on, what was that? Is it the same clock? Yes, Mayic. It's coming. Hypercommune. Yep. Safe action. ++ energy. Oh, it's ++ energy, not +++. I thought there was more. Negative outcome. Still got 2 energy though. Alright, well that's it for now. Yeah, let's move all the way back. Does feel like leaving the greenway is like a... yeah, you stay over on that side. I'm trying to remember what the gimbal lounge is. So that's cryo, the hub. Manifest. Spacious socializing. Plus, 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 plus. Yeah. Okay. The thing is that I want to do a drive quest that's simple to get the upgrade point, but nothing simple, unfortunately. And yes, we need to do the stabilizer now to maintain 5 dice for the next one. Next cycle. Okay, pretty good. 55422. So... actually... That's not good for Feng, unfortunately. Oh, what's this again? Random items, yeah. Random items is a pretty poor exchange. Yeah. I could get a ship mine, but I don't need a ship mine. Yeah, what am I going to do with a ship mine now? Guess nothing. Alright. Ascend! Actually, did I even do the low end thing? The low end resident? I don't think I did. Low end, here we go. Yeah. Plus energy. And then do it again. Okay, good. I'm a low ender now. You drive. Build a home. Gather scrap at the unit. Oh, that's why you need it. Okay. Derelict unit. Abandoned housing unit. Gather materials. This half-built unit looks long forgotten, a project that never made it. With enough scrap, you might be able to seal it up. Yeah. So, that's what you're supposed to use the scrap for. Caster, curious data fence. You cross between 2 walls of units, one of the cavernous streets at the center of the low end. The pressurized bridge is full of the clack of Tavla, the shouts of children, the whir of air filters. Sleeper, you turn to see a man sitting at a Tavla table alone, somehow untouched by the hustle and bustle of the people around. He gestures to the stool on the opposite side of the table. Sit. Sit. You sit at the metal stool and he starts setting out the board with counters, or at least the filter counts low-enders typically use in their place. Caster, he says by way of introduction, looking over his glasses. Night or day? He asks, gesturing at the caps, crudely sprayed white and black. Night. He nods, the black counters are already on your side. Let's begin. You take a plastic die each, pitted and worn, and roll to determine who starts. Caster rolls a 6, you a 4. I lead. He smiles and begins to move his first cap precisely along the board. Play passes back and forth between you, the dice changing hands of the caps spread along the board. As it does, Caster speaks, eyes not leaving the caps. It is unusual to see a sleeper on the eye. That's why I wanted to play you. You take your turn rolling a 5 and a 6. Play aggressively. That's a really good roll. After all, a sleeper's mind must be somehow different to a human one. Being emulated, I mean. As Caster talks, you target his counters, halting his progress but exposing your caps as you do. I don't mean to offend you. Caster meets your eye. I merely see that you are by definition different. What has been subtracted in the emulation? What has been added? He stacks a wall of counters, a boundary you must break. He hands you the dice. Do you ever think about the sleeper, about what you were before and what you are now? Always. You roll a double 1 and solidify your wall. Caster whistles. The holding game. Commendable. It can be brave to build from what came before. He rolls the dice and leaps your wall in a single move. We cannot idle too long, sleeper. The slower we move, the sooner we are caught. The past you is not just an idea, a concept for you. It is a living, breathing person. He looks up over his glasses, his eyes bright and wide. You split from them like a shadow splitting from its caster. You may be sleeping now, yes, but one day they will awake and carry on with lives unaware of your fate, no matter what it may be. He hands you the dice, smiling. You are a branch severed from the main trunk, an offshoot who refuses to die, so to speak. You roll again, under pressure now, trying to slip your caps out from under Caster before he solidifies control of the game. So what I'm curious about is how you see yourself in all this. Caster asks, what does this tangle of truths make you free? Free, doomed, driven. Yeah, because I can't say I am free, but driven. Caster laughs. That much is obvious, sleeper. I see it in your eyes. You are eager to make all this count for something. Caster looks away, through the glass to the crowded units on all sides. But driven towards what? He starts removing caps, his home board now full. Is there an end here, or just endurance? You try a few more rolls, attempting to get back in the game, but Caster clears his home board with a sense of the inevitable. He has known he was winning for a while. I feel I may have pushed too far. He slides another capper from the board. I apologize, my curiosity has a habit of getting the better of me. You roll to return a cap to the board, but all the spaces are blocked. Caster clasps his hands apologetically. You play well, really. Your weakness is not your game. He smiles warmly. We have much to learn from each other. He slides his glasses back up his nose and sits back. I feel we could share knowledge, ideas, perhaps even data. His eyes glint with that last word. To our mutual benefit. He slides his final cap from the board. It is over. He has won. I'll see. Please, I don't want to make you uncomfortable. He holds up his palms. My intention is only to help you endure here, and if I am able, feed my curiosities. The game over, you notice the bustle of the walkway once more, the call of the children, the deliveries, the arguments and reconciliations. They wash over you as you stand and leave, Caster nodding goodbye as you do. Crossing the walkway, you replay the moves of the game in your mind, looking for an opening you are sure was there. Okay. Caster's table. Data fence's tablet table. Ah! Havenage protocols. What are the old guard up to these days, I wonder? I have a ship mind for you if you'll indulge my curiosity. Input 5 Havenage data. The stories about Yatagan are brutal, but I want the truth. A vial of stabilizer should provide the motivation. So, 5 Yatagan data units giving a vial of stabilizer is a better... it's a cheaper outcome. Because it costs 64 currently. And this is kind of the end game data exchange. But I did just sell all of my Havenage data. But I don't need a ship mine, so that's fine. Okay. Right. So, hardened agent. I need a 5 or a 3. Neither of those are that, so let's re-roll. 5. Alright. Good. Hardened agent port. There we go. And this doesn't cost time either. Feng. As you walk into the chamber, you quickly spot Feng arguing with Jenna. Keep your distance. It doesn't look good. Feng seems to be explaining something, but Jenna is having none of it. She points to the door, and Feng walks away, catching your eye as he turns. Could have done you with getting here a minute or so ago. He glances back at Jenna. Well, either way, it looks like I'm fired. Good news is that it doesn't look like I need the job anyway. He takes out his slate, pulsing with pale light. Now, let's take a look at what you're really here for. The slate is a whirring mess of code streams coming direct from the Ripperworms as they dig through the agent's data and spin it into threads for the slate to pick up. Anything good? Feng scrolls at the display with a finger. A lot of junk, a lot of dull as hell message threads, a lot of tedious data caches, but Feng's eyes flash. Definitely some good stuff. He stops the screen scrolling on an entry and expands it. Check this out. Feng shows you the screen. You see a bold corporate logo, not Solheim's, and a word below. Conway. Feng says he's working with Conway. Conway Extractions, right? Feng nods. He's been speaking with them personally. Got a whole chain of messages here, but it's mostly encrypted or redacted. He rubs his head. Damn it, this is juicy, but we can't nail him with it. He scrolls some more. Wait, what's this? A wasteland reclamation facility right here on the eye. He glances at you. What's the bet this place is tucked into the wastes? Conway are set up here? I'm guessing so. Got themselves set up in the wastes. Back before the collapse, people would have got there by going down the connected spoke from the hub. But that spoke's broken now, so the only way is the long way round. Round the rim, past the green way. He shows you on his slate. Feng looks away, thinking. Conway have been making moves in this fist system since the collapse. I heard they took over one of Solheim's old belt colonies a while ago. Moved everyone else out and reclaimed the whole rock. Why work with Hardin? What's their angle? Hardin has to be offering them something. Feng looks back at the screen, but if Hardin's involved in it, then we need to check it out. Simple as that. So what's next? Feng stares out into the middle for the distance. We have to get to that facility. The answer to whatever Hardin's been planning has to be there. We're going to catch him in the act. Give me 5, maybe 6 cycles, and then I'll see you on the Greenway. I seem to remember there's some old service docks on the outer shell, up by the Haifa building. Should be a good place to meet. Feng squeezes your shoulder. Thanks again, Sleeper, for sticking with this. I haven't forgot about that track of yours either, but I'm going to need to be back in my bay to pull a solution together. He turns the slate around to face you, showing a mass of scrolling code. I've been working on a fix in my brakes. He winks. then grins. See you soon, sleeper, and he walks out the door of the tambour without looking back. I was gonna say, I've invested a lot of time into this thing, but now we have 3 upgrade points. So yeah, I think, like I said, the best thing to do would be to go for either Intuit or Engage. I think I'll go for Intuit. +2. Okay. Alright, well that's that. I can gather scrap. How did I gather scrap the first time? I forget now. I was getting it out of a separate action. Alright, Tamber Tea House. Gives me Towler Room stuff for cryo, but I don't really need cryo, I need stuff now. The fabricator. Oh, I have some scrap actually. Yeah. If I put my scrap in, I can do that. Yeah. That's better than getting 12 cryo. So. Okay, port exchange. Well, we've got a lot of time before May comes. Let's do this. I feel like this is one ticket off the eye. Let's see what happens when we finish it. There we go. Your crew slowly filters out of the shipyard locker room, the bubbling chatter reducing with each crew that leaves. There is excitement in the air. Havenage just made an announcement. The assembly teams are done. Sat on the locker room bench, you can feel the side reel out there, its hulking mass now intimately familiar to you. Over the past cycles, you have watched it grow, be assembled. You have walked through its veins and welded its bones. Now it is ready for the final stage. It will go to testing now, then enter a final process of sealing and resealing, checking and rechecking, before it is deemed suitable for its generational trip. But for now, your work is done. You can't help but feel proud. A cough interrupts your thoughts. It's Lem, changing out of his work gear. Mina nowhere to be seen. He smiles. She'll be ready soon. But where's Mina? You two are fast friends, huh? She's being watched at home. Now I'm on the work team, I can afford a bit more help. He corrects himself. Was on the work team. I mean, roles of a job now. He quickly adds. Not that I'm complaining. Lem comes to sit beside you on the bench. She's got to be in her best shape when she carries you, Mina and me, out of here. So confident? I'm not so sure. So confident. Lem smiles apologetically. Why not? I figure I'm due a lucky turn by now. He rubs his hands nervously. No use in wondering what if until the draw anyway, and there's a few cycles till then. Lem is right, the odds seem unlikely anyway. How many are working in the shipyard? Hundreds? 1,000? You'll certainly see more faces than you can count pass through. And are the Sealers Foundation even going to keep their promise? Out here on the eye, you get the sense that no one will hold them to it. Why else would they be building the side reel in a surrogate system? As you think, Lem watches you with a worried look. Tell me about Celis. How's Mina doing? Mina's fine. Tell me about Celis. The Foundation, you think? I'm not sure I know much more than you. I hear they have a planet in mind for the side reel. Something temperate and habitable. I think they are run by some rich folk from the core. People interested in doing things different. The core? Lem gives you a funny look. Yeah, the core. He smiles. I guess people don't talk much about it here, but it's the center of everything, if you believe that sort of thing. The star systems we are surrogate to. He shrugs. We work so they don't have to. I'd rather keep my mind on the prize, so to speak. I don't much care what they are for or against, as long as they can help us get out of here. He sighs. You ever been in a thunderstorm, Sleeper? A real big one? Yes? No? I don't remember. Lem shoots you a worried look for a moment. It's something else. He smiles. The sound, the smell, the rain hammering down. The whole sky stretched out and bruised, roaring and huge. The place I was born, New Pembroke, a dry old rock in a Conway system, had 2 seasons. One of them was dry as a bone, dusty, ugly. The other one was one long storm, a side effect of the terraforming efforts, they said. Rain used to raffle off the roofs like bullets. It washed the dust away, turned the streets to rivers. It'd sing us to sleep and wake us in the morning. We'd wait half a year just to see it again. The best day was the one where the first drops fell, he sniffs. Some days I wake up swearing, I can hear it again. I was thinking, Mina's never seen a storm, never even felt rain. She's grown up here, the ring her only horizon. Always in the dark. I want to change that for her. You will. Of course, almost there. Lem stands stretching. Best get back to the little one anyway. With the shifts done, I reckon she'll be happy to have me home for a few cycles. He shoulders her gear. See you in a few for the draw? I'll be there. Good luck. Good luck. Don't need it. He grins. Lem leaves, making you the last person in the cavernous locker room. As you sit, you think about rain, and a little hope creeps in. Is it possible? Could the side reel really take you to a planet, a place with weather, with skies, with life? You get up quickly before you can think about it anymore. It's too soon to hope, too dangerous. There's work to be done. Alright. Oh, that's a short countdown. 6. Okay. And that's sooner than Mayic as well. A lot sooner. Okay. Shipyard? Uh-huh. So that's the draw. And then the officers themselves, same thing as before. Okay, well, what am I going to use my one dice on? I guess... Let's have a look, see. So Minji doesn't give me anything, right? No. Okay. Compressor... Nah, screw Ethan. The dispensary, don't need... you know what, it's probably best to go for Yatagan Agent, because then I can swap that for stabilizers. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Well, that means we have used up all of our dice for the cycle. And yeah, I'm going to have to keep waiting. But we have a lot of drives to do. So Crack Conway, meet Feng in the Greenway. But yeah, I think what I'll do is I will go to sleep and cycle, and then we can call it for today. So let's have a look, see what we get out of it. Oh, that's a terrible roll. Ugh. Right, let's leave. And that's that. Okay, so, just double checked. Yeah, it's auto-saved. So that will do it for today. So, thanks for watching the stream, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I kind of thought I'd be finishing the game today. It says 7 to 12 hours and how long to beat. I think it's actually longer than that. It seems like you could rush to doing the ship, which seems to be the quickest way to get off, to finish the game. But this thing with Mayic takes a long time anyway. Like, we're not even a quarter done with this. So, yeah. But anyway, as always, please like, comment, subscribe. Any way you do it, every way you do it, all helps us out. Links are in the chat underneath the stream, underneath the video. We multi-stream on twitch.tv/RiggyRob and youtube.com/@RiggyRob at the same time. If you just search for RiggyRob online, you'll find us. And yeah, we've got other social media as well. We stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at around about 9 PM UK time. And we will be finishing, well, I say we'll be finishing off Citizen Sleep next time. I don't actually know. Because I thought I'd do it today. But no. Well, the Sidereal Horizon takes 6 cycles to finish. We've already done 1. The draw itself takes 3. So I wonder if you have to have 3 cycles, then 3 cycles. But that's plenty of time before Mayic arrives. And then it just becomes a situation of, well, apparently the Greenway stuff is endgame because it's part of an entirely separate episode, but at what point do you do that then? Because, you know, like, this doesn't feel like this is a game that I would have New Game Plus. I still haven't figured out how to get the mushrooms, so I don't know. But yeah, like I said, that will do it for today. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time.